Welcome to our AgencyCombinator video. You're going to learn how Steve and Christopher, after some entrepreneurial missteps, scaled his agency Wit Digital from the ground up. His Colorado-based agency now boasts 50+ home service clients across North America. We'll cover Steven's journey through a failed partnership, growing his agency, helping his clients get acquired, and scaling the way a true founder should. We'll also go over the challenges he faced at each of these stages and the lessons he learned along the way to help you in your own agency. In 2006, Steven started a mortgage company and got adept at SEO. His mortgage company failed during the economic and housing crisis of 2008, and he needed to figure out his next move.
When that crashed and burned, I said, okay, cool. What do I have valuable to offer somebody that maybe I could make a little money doing? And SEO was what floated to the top. I actually started my first agency in 2009 with a partner, and then we grew that agency. We won fastest growing company in Colorado in our tier a couple years in a row.
But this new agency wasn't without its share of problems. According to Forbes, 65% of startups fail because of co-founder conflict. And this was the challenge Steven was faced with.
My business partner and I just had different thoughts about what you do when you start to kind of become a successful growing business. Mine was double down and really grow the thing. His was a little bit different.
But this experience came with some key insights for Steven.
So really one of the biggest things that I learned in that partnership is get really clear up front on what both of your desires, outcomes, and expectations are for either yourself personally or for what the business needs to contribute to your life. And then that way, if you know those up front, now it kind of removes a lot of those pain points that can happen down the road. But I think, especially when we're young, we tend to get excited. Buddy wants to do that with me, like, yeah, let's go. But we have no idea about what the other person wants. I mean, it's a relationship. I mean, it's ultimately basically a marriage. And so you wouldn't get married to somebody that you've met and been on 3 dates with right away. And so same with a business partner. You've got to ask those questions to know, like, what do you want this thing to do for you? And where are you trying to go with it? And if you can get those things out of the way in the beginning, and if you're aligned on them, awesome.
The conflict with his co-founder ultimately led to Steven selling his shares to his business partner and starting over with his own agency.
That afternoon, I went to Chili's with my wife and I had a margarita, and we just brainstormed on like names. What are we going to do? Who's our ideal client going to be? And so, a margarita and some napkins. And by the next morning we had I had a name, I had a domain name, got it all registered, and was like, okay, let's do this thing again. I couldn't take or communicate with any of our old staff and, any of our old clients. So it was kind of like ground zero. So 2014, we started that. And the first year in business, we surpassed or basically met our best year in business at the previous company. So it just kind of goes to show that when you're aligned on like vision and stuff and obstacles are removed, how quickly you can actually accomplish what it is you're looking to accomplish.
After getting his agency off the ground and beginning to see success, he was finally at the stage where he could double down and grow the business like he wanted to do at his previous agency.
I had a friend and a mentor, I think they were doing about 20 million digital marketing agency. And he came to my house one day while he was skiing in Colorado and just said, dude, he said, there's riches in the niches. Looking back on it, it felt really scary to start to put stuff on our website that says like, we do business with home service companies. And I was like, no, but what if somebody else wants to do business with us? It was hard. But now looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have done this, way sooner, been the expert in that industry, not try to be everything to everyone.
It may sound like old news, but choosing and committing to a niche is still one of the most powerful things you can do for the growth of your agency.
You become a true expert, right? I mean, we understand how their business is run. So now all of our staff, everything that they're doing for each client, they can look at it through the lens of having a deeper understanding of their business so they can find more opportunities to help them grow. Whereas like if we had a breadth of, call it 20 industries we serve, it's kind of that mile wide, but only an inch deep. And so there's this huge additional opportunity that we can be so much better for our clients when we are an expert.
One of the biggest challenges agencies face is churn, but Steven found a really great approach to mitigate customer retention.
If you're an agency owner, you're in a service business, and at least 50% of your efforts should go towards building a relationship and a partnership. And then the other 50% should go to results. Let's say that the relationship is strong. We've got a good, strong relationship with the person and results falter 1 month. That's okay. We can save that account. We have trust built. And then let's say results are really good, but the relationship is terrible. Let's just say an account manager and the owner don't jive. And then all of a sudden they're frustrated. As long as we can show them the results are good, we can fix the relationship piece. But if both of them are down, that's when you lose clients.
Much like his advice for finding the right co-founder, Steven believes in having a lot of those same conversations with your clients about what your future together looks like.
If you don't paint a picture of the future, then there is no future together. Most agencies struggle with that all the time because they're only telling clients what they've done in the past and then where things are today, but they're painting no future picture of where we're going together. And that's why churn rate can be so high in this industry.
During those conversations with your clients, you need to establish their goals, including their revenue goals, build your marketing strategy based on those goals, and then provide your clients with consistent progress updates. As he began scaling his agency, Steven's primary focus was education, both for him and his team. One of their core values is be relentless about growth. His employees take ownership of their own growth and education and have the freedom to attend workshops and trade shows to hone their skills and industry knowledge. But Steven takes it a step further, and he attends conferences and trade shows geared towards home service companies in order to learn what his clients are being taught.
Like we'll go to conferences, like best practice conferences and stuff. So we're always learning what our client is being taught, like what's the best ways to market a home service company. So we'll go to those, and then that way we can kind of learn, okay, here's what the experts are telling our clients to do. A lot of times we go as a vendor, right? We go as a marketing vendor and we have our little booth and, but the funny part is most of the other vendors that are there, they sit out in the little, vendor area. And yet all day for 10, 12 hours a day, there's education going on where all the clients are, where all the home service industry owners are. And we sit in there the entire time and listen and learn. Because I even learned new stuff about how we could run Wit differently or things that we could do better at Wit from other experts that are talking about business, right? Like sometimes the best ideas come from outside what the industry normally does. The more people see me in there, the more they're going to know me. So now when they're looking for a digital marketing agency, of course, they're going to come to us first because they see that we care about what they're learning.
His agency began to scale from there, getting promoted on stage at these conferences and even taking on international clients. As his agency scaled, Steven knew it was time to take a back seat and be a true founder.
I knew that one of my goals was to be an actual business owner, right? Most business owners don't have a business, they bought themselves a job, which means you work 7 days a week, 20 hours a day, you fix all the problems, you oversee sales, you have to grow. If you step out, the whole thing falls apart. I just knew I wanted to actually build a business that I didn't have to work at and that didn't own my life. And so I spent a couple years kind of cultivating and building some leaders within the company.
This meant building processes and cultivating leadership within his agency, but that wasn't a quick process.
I thought I could do it 6 months and there was no way. And it ended up taking 2 years. And over the course of a couple years, found two people that wanted to kind of grow. And one of them said, I want to be a CEO one day. And I was like, perfect. That's exactly what I need. So over the course of a couple of years, we just continued to build them, continue to put in processes and structure and document things so that the business could run off of systems and not just run off of me or one other person. Then I promoted somebody up to COO. She did that for about a year. And then we just made the plan January 2020. She's going to be the CEO. We have somebody else stepping up into a VP role.
Steven's ability to scale a business didn't stop at his own agency though. Wit Digital helped clients scale their home service companies, and some even went on to sell their companies.
It was cool to see some of our owners that we've worked with for 4, 5, 6 years, where they came in as maybe like a $2 million a year business. And over the course of 3 or 4 years, we helped them grow to 6, 7, 10, 12, 15. We have a lot of those stories where they grew really quick. Now they did a lot of things right and they worked with us really good as a partner. So our results were amazing for them. And it was really, really cool to see a lot of them get bought. They realized kind of the business owner dream, right? They built something that was working really well and they get a check for 10 million bucks or 20 million bucks or 30 million bucks.
We're nearing the end of the video, but before you go, Steven had some parting advice for agency owners you will definitely want to hear.
We all seem to wait for some future goal to happen until we're happy, right? Okay, hey, when I hit my first million, when I hit 5 million, when I hit 10 employees, when I hit 2 employees, then I'll be happy. So we withhold our ability to feel gratitude and happiness for what we've accomplished for some future thing that may or may not ever happen. And then what does happen is we hit that goal, right? You hit your first million. And you're like, you don't even celebrate it. And so you just keep moving the goalpost down the road. And before you know it, you're 70 and you're still miserable, but yet you've accomplished all of these things. And so I'm a big believer that you get more of whatever you're putting out. So if you're at least giving yourself a little bit of capacity to feel grateful and happy and appreciative and stuff of what you have created, guess what? You get a lot more reasons to be those things.
That's some awesome advice for any agency owner. Which part stands out to you? Be sure to comment it below and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Find more details about Steven's journey on our blog. And if you'd like more tips from more agency owners that were featured on our AgencyCombinator series, then you can click on this video right here. Thanks for watching.